Hey, so we are back again for another episode of Range Returns and Real Estate. Yeah. And in the spirit of real estate, we got some more real estate professionals in the building. My man Steven Rosario. How you
How's it
doing, my
going?
brother?
Hey, man, good.
Good, man. That's good. That's good. Thank you for joining us today, man. How you
Yeah,
doing?
absolutely, man. I'm great. This is a really good time. Serendipitous.
Hey, serendipitous. That's not only spoiler alert is he the best shooter over 35 we've had, he also has used the biggest word we've had on the podcast.
Just breaking all kinds of records, bro.
Serendipitous.
Yeah. Well,
You
because
know,
like I was telling him, I was like, I knew I was gonna have fun, but I like it was even more, and so like that's the definition of that word is like getting more than you even expected. So
understood.
I was like, it was the perfect
I
word.
really appreciate that because that was actually going to be my first question. How did you enjoy the experience today? So
Man,
thank
it's
you.
amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's good, man. Yeah, we had him out here shooting everything. Like shot some pistols, some rifles, some suppress stuff, lever action, all the things.
I
Right,
got to knock a bunch of stuff off my list today.
my man, my man. That's what we always here for. So, kind of to jump into the professional, man. You
Yeah.
know, I connected with Steven probably a couple of years ago now, but this is our first time actually being able to share some space,
Yeah.
right? So finally to get him out here. But I know you work in the real estate world, so tell the people
Yeah.
a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so right now I work with a brokerage called New Western. They've got about 40 offices across the country. All opinions are my own. I do not represent the.
Understood.
But yeah, essentially, if you want to think about it this way, I like simplifying things as much as I can. It's wholesale, but I have a license. I'm a licensed realtor. I'm beholden to Sabor, NAR, Trek, all of that stuff. Just as an added layer of, if in my opinion, kind of comfort to the buyer. Like, hey, I operate above board. It is the wholesale world. I know sometimes it can get a bad rap. But everything under contract, looking for investors, cash and hard money only, San Antonio and surrounding areas. Like I said, I try not to overcomplicate. I want to make as simple as possible. But yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess kind of good question, or I say a good question. It's my question. I'm talking about it's a good question. Of course, I think it's a good
Yeah,
question,
like,
right?
of course.
No. What made you decide to go into that side of real estate versus like the traditional real estate, like my good brother Marvin over there?
It's kind of funny that you say that. It was just an opportunity because that I wanted to take that was commission based, right?
Mhm.
And so I took that opportunity, and as I've continued to do the kind of wholesale side, if you will, the investor side, I've come to realize I actually tend to be. I don't want to give too many secrets away. I tend to be a little bit of a emotionally involved person and all that stuff. And I found that if I did the traditional real estate side and had that emotion base, like, oh, this is going to be their house and their kids are going to grow up in, and there's going to be all these variables, I feel like I wouldn't operate as well in that world because of those variables. And I'd want to read into that too much versus like numbers based investor. Does this deal make sense? Kind of cut and dry. And I kind of prefer that. So I can't say that accurately, right? Because I've never done the traditional side, but I feel like I'm kind of more suited to this because if it gets too emotional, like, oh, we're gonna get married here and our kid and our dog, and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just, how much money can the gentleman or the lady make on this deal? Great. Is it a good fit? Let's sign some paperwork. Let's get some down payments in and move on to the next one.
No, understood. No, that definitely makes a lot of sense because to that point, that's one of the things that Marvin preaches people how people centered and how people focused
Yes.
he is, like going through the process. So in serving clients, right? Not that you don't serve clients, obviously you serve
Yeah.
clients, but what I'm getting at is like that emotional side because there is
Yeah.
a certain portion of that, and Marvin also does a really good job with compartmentalizing. But anyway,
I feel like I'd get too involved in emotions.
I understand. So previously we were talking about that. I didn't even know that about you till we were walking. You were like you were in education
Yeah.
before you jumped into the real estate world. So two-part question. One, when did you, not when, but what made you make that change? And two, what things have you been able to bring over from being a teacher to now on the real estate side?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So I actually, early on in my teaching career, left once. I went to insurance for a baby second. I got my PNC, did that for a little bit, and then I was like, this is not for me. To be perfectly honest, my downfall in that was that I didn't understand hustle culture at all.
Mm.
I just thought, okay, I'm just going to be selling policies, and I was, man, you talk about the most negative stereotype. I was in an office. I was just making calls. When people didn't answer, I was defeated. I was ready to go home. I just did not understand that world whatsoever. I got back into subbing and private lessons, and then eventually got back full time education in a classroom, teaching band kids, which was what I did. Um, and I did love it. I did love it. The last school that I was at was a great time. Would have retired there if I stayed in teaching. And then that was your first question. Your second question was,
What skills did you take from teaching to
that's
this
right. That's
business,
right.
to
Thank
real
you.
estate?
Yeah. So really, I approach everything in the same way that I would for my students, which is everything that you do should have a purpose, right? It has to be pragmatic, and also it just makes it easier to do the day to day grind type of things when it's like, oh man, I'm doing this, and you're getting kind of in your head about it, but it's like, but there's a purpose to it. And the philosophy I had with my students is I don't want to be the source of everything for you all of the time. I want to teach you why to do the thing for you to understand it, and then they coach themselves. They can do it on their own, right? So when it comes to this, it's like, the thing that people say is, oh, phone calls all the time and making phone calls and making phone calls, which is fine. Yeah, it is a numbers game at the end of the day. But if I'm calling 100 unqualified leads or people that are just sitting on a list, I'm really just spending my time dialing on a phone. Versus if I'm specifically targeting people that I know can pay cash or hard money loans, who are specifically looking for investment properties, I feel like that's better suited for my time and being very purposeful. So to go back to the beginning, basically just trying to be a little bit more pragmatic about my approach versus just, I'm gonna get in the office, I'm gonna make 100 calls, and oh, what did you do today? I made 100 calls. Did you get a sale? No. Oh, cool. I hope you enjoyed those 100 calls you made. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I would say to a degree, understanding the purpose for everything that I'm doing, and then a sense of pragmatism.
understood. Um, Next, the last question. So, who's your ideal client? Like, who is it that's coming to Steven for you? What you do? Like, is it real estate agents? Regular investors? Like, what? Who's your ideal person that you target?
Yeah, absolutely. So the big thing is just going to be cash and hard money buyers for sure. So we don't do
Mhm.
any sub two owner finance or creative. It's just straight cash hard money. We can do
Okay.
DSCRs or 1031 exchanges, but it just depends on the close date because we also close within 2 weeks. It's a very fast turnaround time. I'll kind of give you a two-parter.
Okay.
One, I'm totally cool working with brand new investors that are cool with those terms. We don't provide the coaching aspect, so you got to do your due diligence. You got to be ready to go. But even if it's someone's brand new to the game, I've lived in the city long enough. I know kind of the starter areas, if you will, and then ideally even the veteran client who essentially, they own several doors, possibly in other cities as well, have a decent amount of cash reserves, and usually they know what they want. And speaking personally, those are some of my favorite. Not that I don't like my new guys, but I like those clients because we go to the house and they're looking around and they're seeing all the cracks and all the things and everything they're going to need to fix. And the conversation is almost never about real estate. It's, oh, we're talking about, sporting things, or, maybe a property that they acquired before, or horror stories. That it's a lot more fun that way versus just being strictly business everywhere we go. So I will say it, as much as I'll work with new people all day, working with veterans is fun in that aspect because the job is fun. You're going out to a house and just kind of chopping it up.
Okay. Nah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, last thing. Tell the people how to find you.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, like I said, making things really simple. You can find me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all those major social platforms. It's going to be Steven.Rosario. My name with a dot in between on Instagram. That's the platform that I would say I use the most. You can find me on Facebook as well. Heck, I'm even okay plugging my phone just because that's what we do, right? We're putting ourselves out there. 210-286-1220. Hit me up anytime. My lady knows exactly what I do. She's very supportive. So unless we're at dinner or church, hit me up anytime, and I'm ready to get to work for you.
Nah, awesome, man. We make sure it's down in the description. But bro, thank you so much for coming out here, spending some time with us, man. I
Absolutely.
appreciate you,
Thanks for
bro.
the invite,
Yeah,
man.
nah, absolutely, absolutely.